at a 123.736 to lead us. And don't forget, there was a little bit of that oil dry in turn 1, so no track records broken this one.
Fong, Sean Dillon Kelly, Herron, and Escalante with Gagne are going to run out your first 2 rows. Then we got Gillum, Benjamin Smith, Ashton Yates, Bryce Cornbow, JD Beach, and Max Flinders on row 4. Danilo Lewis, Theon Campbell, Giannato, and then we have on row 6 Josh Waters and Alex Arengo. Good to see Alex in the paddock right now.
Oh, Sean Dillon Kelly creeped. I'm not sure how that's going to work. He did go to a full stop, though.
Got the bike stopped, and he didn't really in 4th. So we'll see what happens there. But good to attack Yamahas are going to funnel in behind that BMW, that fast BMW of Cam Beaubier. And, you know, you can see, Greg, they get to the top of this hill, going down into this tricky little chicane area. Just want to make sure we get all the bikes through here, as it looks like we do. Giannato there on the back, just getting the last one through there. And I can't tell just yet. I think it's Gagne. It's Bobby Fong actually in 2nd. Gagne 3rd. SDK and Herron. And Herron's another guy, Greg. I talked to him this morning, and you know, you can see he's having to look down the inside of SDK as they come down to turn 6. He's going to make that pass. And we're going to see who has the horsepower when they come out of here in turn 7.
So the number 1 plate slotted there in the Warhorse HSBK Racing Ducati entry. And Herron just losing a little bit of drive out of turn number 7. But look at that BMW trying to dart away. But Bobby Fong positioning himself on the Attack Performance Progressive Yamaha Racing R1 to try to catch as much draft as he can. Now Bobby's got work to do on the brakes. He cut a little bit more of an inside line. Beaubier opens it up. He's able to sweep through 10A, 10B. Up over the hill they go to the final corner of this racetrack.
Yeah, and you can see Bobby went in there tight, probably thinking there's going to be a big group of riders behind him, and he doesn't want to lose touch with Cameron Beaubier, so he's trying to keep that track position to where he can try to go after Cam.
Now they go the under seat for balance. But here's a look at Beaubier getting down the bottom of the hill. Our first good look at Beaubier. Bike moving around a little bit on fresh Dunlop rubber.
Yeah, full tank of fuel and all those kind of things going down that hill. You got to get that bike stopped. So for Herron, speaking with him earlier, he said, Jay, I got to just get a good start. I can't let Cam get too far out in front, so I got to get by people quickly. So you saw him get by SDK earlier. Now he's going to be in the draft of Jake Gagne. Expect that Ducati. He's right in the perfect spot for a good draft and pass move on Gagne as they go down this back straightaway. He's going to pull out to the right of Gagne. Is he going to be able to make that pass? He is, and we know how good he is on the brakes at the bottom, so he's going to be able to defend that position as SDK continues to stick with them, and I think
Gagne books and DFS platforms. Scan the flow code or visit nxtbets.com/playma to see what's available in your location. Sign up and claim exclusive bonuses and make your picks now. 7th area in terms of fast times, but he's really gotten on the back and been able to follow Bobby Fong. Now we go back to a battle of racers, a mix of stock 1000 machines and a Superbike wannabe machine on the 69.
A Superbike wannabe machine.
It's close.
Okay.
It's close.
So we know that Hayden Gillum's getting parts trickling in. That again tells me that Fong was a little better through that first sector, and he's also been a little bit better in this second sector, even though the times that come up on my screen are only showing a 10th, but you can see Herron just wasn't able to get in the draft there to pass him at the end of the straight. Completely gapped themselves. So you can see as SDK goes down the inside of Gagne, that's been a spot where SDK has been so fast. I was over watching earlier in the week, and oh man, as he gets out of shape on the top, let's see, these guys will probably give each other a little bit of room. Yeah, SDK is able to hold that position. He is so fast on the end.
And Jake Gagne, of course, Jason, as you know, one of the best motocross riders we have in the MotoAmerica paddock.
Yeah. Well, he's qualified for an actual AMA National on a 450 at Utah Motorsports Park years ago.
The 32 continues to hound him. All right, so here's a look at number 69, Hayden Gillum on the Real Steel Honda. I mentioned it's a Superbike wannabe. Now, this is a Superbike in the making, Jason. So as of right now, talking to the team, on this Jones Honda CBR 1000RR-RSP, that's more of a motorcycle that's in stock 1000 trim. So it's interesting to talk to Hayden Gillum as he knows that the team is gaining more experience on this motorcycle. Of course, Gillum taking
Ashton's just putting in the time, and this is even going to help him being able to chase Hayden right now. These guys might get a chance to talk later on and talk about the differences and the things that they notice between each other's motorcycles.
And both riders are heavily supported by American Honda out of Torrance, California, and here in Georgia as well. But everything matters when you're looking at this championship, because we're going to go to some racetracks coming up where the Yamaha really shines. Although Cameron Beaubier.
Wow, Richie's got a lot of speed there, just like his teammate when we talk about that roll.
And look, a lot of people talk about the Suzuki GSX-R 1000 being an older chassis.
He's going to do what he can to try to get by. This guy is on his last lap. Pretty impressed with Bobby Fong. Bobby Fong hasn't just let him roll away. What a ride yesterday. He's going to walk out of Road Atlanta with max points as he gets down to the last corner, Greg.
Cameron Beaubier, Tytler cycles BMW to the line. He comes, and a huge victory here in Georgia, and extends his points lead. And Bobby Fong only 2.3 seconds behind, but tip of the cap to the #1 plate. The amount of points he's able to score this weekend, he gets himself 16 for 3rd place. And here comes Sean Dillon Kelly across the line, and it's going to be Jake Gagne, who holds on with the great Josh Hayes, who's still racing.
Oh, yeah.
He's in our Motivation Super Sport class. 89 ties him all time with Josh Hayes. And trust me, Hayes is tired of hearing that stat for sure. So it's 2.359 over Bobby Fong. Great ride. Really tip of the cap to Josh Herron, the #1 plate. 12.7 seconds behind in 3rd place.
Poor Brody was not excited about watching the podium celebration. He wanted to go up there with Dad.
He wanted to be part of it.
Some of the things that they were saying there, just particularly, let's talk about Bobby Fong first off, saying that he's always just trying to get the most that he can get out of the bike in the racetrack on that particular day, not pushing it, just trying to absorb as many points as possible.
And for him, just getting the points, Dave, of course he wants to go after Beaubier, and I think he can keep making tweaks to the bike over race distance. With 2 wet races, he's kind of missed out on some of that dry data that he could get, but for Bobby, I think it's got to be encouraging. He was able to match Beaubier toward the end of that race. Now he knows what he needs to do is get those first couple laps and not let that gap happen.
As we get ready for more racing action here this afternoon at Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta. Next up to the racetrack will be Mission, King of the Baggers.